Clemente Jr. And now, let's meet the rest of the 1971 World Champion Pittsburgh Pirates. He spent his entire 11-year Major League career with the Bucks, and along with Bill Mazeroski, formed one of the best double-play combinations in baseball history. Gene Alley. A former Pirate player in 1952, he later served as team trainer from 1967 through 1985, a big part of the 71 World Series champion Pirates, Pittsburgh native Tony Bartiromo. He pitched 2 complete game victories for the Pirates during the 71 Fall Classic, allowing only 7 hits and 2 runs in 18 innings of work. He finished second in World Series MVP voting behind his friend Roberto Clemente. Steve Blass. A solid hitter and outstanding defensive second baseman. He appeared in all 7 games of the 71 World Series. Dave Cash. He spent the first 5 years of his 10-year playing career wearing the black and gold. Speedster with excellent defensive skills, he helped the Pirates reach the postseason 3 times between 1971 and 1974. Gene Clines. A 16-year career in the majors, including a 7-year run with the Bucks, where he recorded over 20 saves in each of 4 seasons, including 30 in 1971, 1 coming in Game 4 of the 71 series. The Sporting News reliever of the year in 1971, Dave Giusti. He had an 18-year playing career, started at third base during the season, hit a home run in Game 2 of the World Series. Welcome back to Pittsburgh, Richie Hebner. A native of Cuba, he broke into the major leagues at the age of 24. This former infielder appeared in all 7 games of the World Series, and he teamed with Bob Robertson to record the final out of the 1971 World Series. Jackie Hernandez. The 1971 campaign, one of his best during a 7-year playing career. A 3.45 ERA, 27 starts, 7 complete games. His stellar relief effort in the 6th inning of Game 6 was crucial to the Pirates evening the series. Right-hander Bob Johnson. He got the call up to the majors in the middle of the 71 season and was the winning pitcher in Game 4, October 13th, the first night game in Fall Classic history. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Keeson. A coach for the Pirates from 1968 through 1976. He helped Danny Murtaugh guiding the Buccos to 4 postseason appearances and the World Series win in 71. Later this year, he'll celebrate his 80th birthday. We're so happy he's with us tonight. Coach Don Leppert. At the age of 21, he joined the 71 Buccos. In Game 4, his pinch hit single drove in Bob Robertson with the winning run in the 4-3 victory over the Orioles, and later in his career joined the Pirates as a major league coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Milt May. A two-time World Series champion, he wore a Bucco uniform for 17 years. The greatest defensive second baseman in history. 8 Gold Gloves, 7 All-Star appearances, a Hall of Famer, Bill Mazeroski. During his 18-year career, he played on 5 Pirates Division Championship teams, including the 71 World Series team, a 7-time All-Star. He hit over 300 each of his 11 seasons, awarded the Silver Slugger 3 times. Al Oliver. In 1971, he hit .271 with 26 homers. During the National League Championship Series against the Giants, he hit 4 home runs, setting a major league record at the time, with 3 of those homers coming in Game 2. And during the World Series, he hit 2 more, 1 in each Game 3 and 5 Pirates victories. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Robertson. A backup catcher on the 71 squad. He played in 28 games on the championship team, helped guide the Pirates to that World Series victory. Let's welcome back to Pittsburgh, Charlie Sands. A 3-time All-Star. He was behind the plate in all 7 games of the 71 series. 1971, his finest year, hitting .319 with 7 homers and 81 runs batted in. He hit .379 in the Fall Classic. Manny Sanguillen. His major league pitching career spanned 13 seasons. In 1971, he made 37 relief appearances, a 6-0 record, 40 strikeouts, 2 saves. How about a warm welcome for Bob Veal? And finally, a former outfielder, manager and coach in the major leagues, a Gold Glover. With the Pirates, he served also as a coach on the 71 team, guided the Buccos to the 72 division title as manager. The Quail, Bill Verdon. How about it for the 1971 World Series champion Pittsburgh Pirates? And now, to toss out our first pitch, one of the most famous batteries in Pirates history, the 2 Buccos who closed out Game 7 and brought home the championship for the Bucks, Steve Blass and Manny Sanguillen.
And that was a strike right down Broadway. Even though they argued over which pitch to throw, it's typical Blass and Sangy, but they still got it 40 years later. That is the thrill of a lifetime. Bucco baseball up next on your home of the Bucks, Root Sports Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, game 2 of the 3-game series, as the Pirates remember back to 1971, continuing the celebration of that 71 World Series team. The Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles continue interleague play here at PNC Park, and the Bucs trying to even the series. And moments ago, the World Series team introduced. They have had a great time. Of course, many of them arriving last night and renewing old acquaintances. A lot of smiles, a lot of memories. And the Pittsburgh Pirates again continue to celebrate the 1971 World Series. What a team photo that is. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk here. And the first pitch moments ago, Steve Blass throwing a strike, an absolute strike to Manny Sanguillen. Notice Blass recreating the last out in Baltimore, about ready to jump into Sangui's arms. And also he had an entire bag of baseballs there in his left hand that almost went unnoticed, Bob Walk, just in case he missed that strike. He was going to get it, but that first one was right down the middle.
It didn't go unnoticed.
No.
I saw him take that ball out there, or the bag out there. I knew what he was going to do, but that was great that, to see all those guys out there and getting introduced. The crowd was fantastic, their response, and, reliving all those memories for those players, really a special deal. And right there at the very end, to watch Steve fire that ball right down the middle with the Sanguy. Sanguy wasn't really down very well,
I know.
But still, that what a perfect way to end that.
Well, it was neat, too, to see the current Pittsburgh Pirates watch all this history unfold. Clint Hurdle made it a point to have that 71 team in the clubhouse earlier today to address the entire club for several minutes. And you can just see the 2011 Pittsburgh Pirates, how important that history is. They really took notice of all that's been happening.
Oh, yeah, they were all out right on the railing. They're getting ready for their own ball game, but they took time to watch what was going on up there on the big screen. It was awesome, that's for sure. I love seeing the young guys really pay attention to what happened here in Pittsburgh before them, because we know it's been a long time since we've had a winning team. But still, the players themselves have to be reminded of the heritage that's here in Pittsburgh Pirate baseball.
And James McDonald, Bob, will take the mound and try to maybe duplicate or come close to doing what Blass did against those Birds in the 1971 World Series. Thursday against the Astros, he got another win. 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 6 home starts for James McDonald. 2-1, a 3.12 ERA, has allowed just a couple of homers, making his first career interleague start. James McDonald on the year, 5-4 and a 4.80 ERA. And James McDonald.
We'll take a look at his numbers on the year, and it'd be nice for him to go very deep into this ball game. Last night, Charlie didn't go very far, a couple innings. And our bullpen had to cover a lot of that game. And kind of important tonight, I think, for McDonald to take this one into, say, the 7th inning or so.
I'd really like to see asking a lot of these pitchers again, but shut them down for a while. Get that offense relaxed, hopefully. Get some hits. Ball 1 on J.J. Hardy, who last night was 2 for 4. And a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on the former Brewer, J.J. Hardy. And popped up. Shallow right. Heard somebody yell, "Can of corn." That's appropriate. But the gunner used to call that. 1 away. Take a look at the Baltimore Orioles lineup. Nick Markakis will come to the plate. Adam Jones is in center. Derek Lee, the cleanup man. Matt Wieters, switch hitting catcher. Luke Scott in left. Mark Reynolds dropped down to the 7th spot of the order. Robert Andino, the second baseman, and Jeremy Guthrie on the hill.
One of the things that's fun for me tonight is to watch these two uniforms battle each other.
The throwbacks.
Just look great. I'm loving this.
Loving this. Couple of quick pop-ups. Pop-outs. Hyundai inside the pitch on J-Mac.
Well, I think that long balls are going to be a big part of him pitching well tonight. At home, he's only given up 2 home runs this year over 34 innings, 7 home runs on the road. And when he keeps the ball in the yard, when he doesn't give up any home runs, we're 5-2 as a team. 2-5 when he gives up 1 home run or more. And it's beginning to be kind of an important thing for the results of whether we win or not if James keeps the ball in the yard.
Oh, certainly a key statistic there. McDonald trying for a 1-2-3 first. Batter Adam Jones takes a strike. 2 for 5 last night, had a 2-run single in that 5-run first. Orioles really walked away with it. 5 in the first, 2 in the second, won the game 8-3. And now James McDonald ahead 0-2. And the other thing too about McDonald, his numbers are pretty good as you saw overall. But you wonder how good they could be if he has more quick innings at the start. See, Manny's barbecue is cooking.
Yeah, I was wondering about that also, Greg. I was checking out his splits today, and I thought I would see a big difference in pitches per plate appearance, that sort of thing. But it's really kind of the same from last year. But, you know, there is another change, though, besides the home runs. The strikeouts aren't quite as high. The strikeout to walk ratio is different for him this year. He's walking more, striking out less. Another little something for him to work on to get to where he was the last couple of months of the season last year when he first became a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Oh, yeah, nice start.
That's what we're talking about right there.
A 9-pitch first inning for James McDonald. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Pirates come to bat. Now it's Jeremy Guthrie's turn to face the Pirates. 2-8, 3.56 ERA. Here's the Pirates lineup, brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Jose Tabata, Josh Harrison, Garrett Jones in the 3 spot. Andrew McCutchen hits cleanup. Neil Walker hits 5th. Then Xavier Paul, Ronnie Cedeno, Michael McHenry, and James McDonald. First pitch, a strike on Tabata. He was 0 for 4 last night, but lined out to right fielder Nick Markakis twice and fly to the warning track in right field. And there's a base hit to center. Talk about a guy who could be inspired tonight. Not that he needs any more inspiration, but it is that man, Jose Tabata, who literally wears Roberto Clemente on his chest with a tattoo. And he was able to talk to Vera Clemente and Roberto Clemente Jr.
They tattooed that one.
Yeah.
Fastball down and blistered it right back over the top of the mound.
His father taught him all about Roberto Clemente. Josh Harrison, batting .269 in 14 major league games. A couple of strikeouts, 0 for 3 last night. Third baseman in and inside, ball 1.
Hard to guess with Clint. There's been several times this year where this situation they would have bunted. Harrison this time swinging away. Looks like we're going to throw it first.
Tabata with 14 steals, caught 5 times.
That is one difference in the uniforms. They're not quite as tight as they were in 71.
True.
A little baggy.
Very true. And in the spirit of the early 70s, those old baseball cards bordering the current player. Another throw over, and Tabata gets back. There he goes, and just reaching out and popping it up to shallow right field, and it's a base hit. Tabata kind of caught in no man's land and is safe at second. Very close.
Yeah, really a nice job by Tabata. The ball hit in the air. He didn't panic and just throw the brakes on and start running back to first. Kind of hung out there for a little bit, tried to read the ball. I think this was a hit and run. You can see where it was in the strike zone presented by Range Resources. It was down and away out of the zone, but you got to swing. It's a hit and run. A successful hit and run. Tabata looking over his shoulder. Okay, he knows it's in the air, but he can't just take off on a sprint back to first. And he waited and read it perfectly.
Garrett Jones pops this pitch up.
Take a look at Guthrie's numbers. The win-loss record is not very good, obviously, but he's one of those pitchers that just doesn't seem to get run support. Everything else is in good shape. Can't get any runs. One of those wins came, I believe, on opening day.
Just missed.
It's got to be very frustrating for him to pitch as well as he has to get all those good numbers, yet not win any ball games. I guess he and Paul Maholm could have a talk about that.
Two and one the count on Jones. Jones walked twice on Monday night. He's reached base safely in 7 straight, 9 of 10. Hitting .355 over his last 31 at bats. He's averaged up 22 points during that stretch. Fly ball toward the gap in right center field. And this ball is going to bounce on the track and stay in play. 2 runs are going to score like the lumber company. Garrett Jones doubles in Tabata and Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison had that read perfectly. Even though there's nobody out, he took off and able to score standing up. See on the strike zone, they're presented by Range Resources. That was right on the corner. He had to go out and get it. Got nice extension. Got his arms extended. Got some power in that swing. Drove it hard. Look at Tabata. Come on, follow me.
Now it's Andrew McCutchen. Bunting. A rare bunt from McCutchen. And a nice play by Guthrie. He's obviously bunting for a hit. They'll give him a sacrifice.
Well, that's a great call right there by McCutchen to drop that down with his speed. If the pitcher doesn't come in and make that fine play, he's got a base hit. Worst case scenario is what you just saw. He moves the runner into third base, just 1 out. Probably bring the infield in now. Great opportunity for an RBI for Walker. Beautiful bunt.
McCutchen's second sacrifice bunt of the season. 3rd of his career.
He got that a half step closer to the foul line. He had a hit.
Easily. Up and in on Neil Walker. Infield in. Jones at 3rd and 1 out. .46 RBIs on the year for Walker. And a fly ball to right, plenty deep.
Yep, that'll get him in easy.
This will make it 3-0. Approaching the wall, Markakis puts it away. 47th RBI of the year for Neil Walker. Garrett Jones trots home.
the location of this. Right on the inside corner. Able to turn on it just underneath it a little bit, or would have been much more than just a sac fly.
Jones a 2-run double. Walker the sacrifice fly, and 3-0 Pirates. Xavier Paul at the plate.
Maybe the boys were inspired a little bit there for the pregame ceremony.
Great to see the smiles and putting 3 runs on the board in the first inning.
Nice to see that run come home too. The Jones run, as that makes what McCutchen did. That's the payoff for the guy that lays down the bunt when you get the run home. Now he feels part of it, and all he really did was lay down a bunt. But he knows he's responsible for one of those runs up there, just the same as if he'd hit a solo home run. It's like Murtaugh.
Yeah, that's right. 2-2 count. Both the Pirates and the Orioles wearing the throwbacks. Pirates the first team in Major League history to introduce the double knit fabric when they opened up Three River Stadium in July of 1970.
Those elastic waistbands became very popular.
Changeup strikes him out, but the Pirates strike for 3.
We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks.
And our key matchup of the day. Back to the 71 World Series. 7th inning of Game 3 against Mike Cuellar, Bob Robertson. 3-run homer. The Orioles, of course, were heavily favored in that series with 4 20-game winners, including Cuellar.
Bob Robertson came away with that home run, and Cuellar out of his line. 7 hits, 6 walks, 6 innings. Gave up 5 runs.
Like Derek Lee, Bob Robertson was a very fine defensive first baseman, known for his power. Bob Robertson was very aggressive at first. For Derek Lee, his 15th season. And in the dirt he went. Strikeout number 2 for J-Mac. Speaking of home runs, this one October 12, 1971. Game 3. Frank Osiak runs through the signs. Roberto Clemente apparently calling time because he believes, so the story is told, that Robertson missed the bunt sign. He wanted to call time. Robertson was asked directly yesterday about that, and he said no comment.
Like a curveball that Cuellar threw over the outside corner. He wasn't thinking he was bunting.
Line drive caught by Pirates first baseman tonight, Garrett Jones. Luke Scott comes to the plate, did not play last night. Home runs on the year.
He got certainly decent pop in that bat of his. Been a good pinch hitter for him also this season.
The former Houston Astro, now in his 4th season with Baltimore. Two 2-0. 27 home runs last year for the Birds. Popped up and headed toward the seats. Luke Scott with 2 outs and nobody on here in the second, and the Pirates leading at 3-0. And 1. Scott, back spasms had him out of last couple games. And now 3-2 the count.
J-Max only thrown 20 pitches.
The Parrot even wearing throwback unis. Ray Searage and Clint Hurdle. Hit well toward the seats. And out of play. Scott showing some of that power the other way.
And he's got excellent pop. So much this year. I don't know, 8 home runs, 177 at bats. Not bad. Oh, his full count numbers, Greg.
Wow. But he loses them. Will face Mark Reynolds with a man aboard and 2 outs. Last night Reynolds was 1 for 1, scored a run, drove in a run. Was on base 4 times. Walks, an infield hit, and a sacrifice fly, and a run scored. Tough night for Charlie Morton. He's going to be missing a start. Clint Hurdle made that announcement earlier today. Feel the need to give him some rest. Pitched a lot of innings. Clint Hurdle talking to Charlie Morton. Ray Searage standing by. So they will skip his next start. He'll have 11 days off. His next start will be July the 1st in Washington. And Ray Searage talking with Charlie Morton.
That'll give him an opportunity after he takes a little bit of rest to get some bullpen sessions in too, instead of just that one time where you can really throw the ball well. If you miss a start, you can go down there and put 2 or 3 times and really get some serious work done.
2-0 count now on Reynolds. And a shot up the middle. First hit for the Orioles on a 2-0 pitch.
Back through the middle with that one.
So after a strikeout and a line out, a walk to Luke Scott, a base hit for Reynolds. Here's Robert Andino. He was 2 for 5, scored a run and drove in a run last night. Orioles had 14 hits. I think that's strike one. John Russell back in the dugout. So Willie Randolph, a former Pirate, the bench coach, is at third base again this evening. And a fly ball hit well toward right center field. Long run for Paul, but room, and makes the catch. When we come back, we're going to talk to one of the heroes of that 1971 World Series. Who is that guy? Yeah, you. That's right. Pirates scored 3 first-inning runs off Jeremy Guthrie. They have the bottom third of the order up. Ronnie Cedeno, Michael McHenry, James McDonald. And a line drive to left field. Right back at it. Base hit. Let's go out to Rob King. Where's Rob and who's he with? Rob?
Oh, guys, thanks very much. Standing here with Steve Blass and talking before we actually went on. Steve, first of all, a different vantage point up here. You're either in the booth or you're on the mound. What's this like up here?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not busy, but it is so pretty to look down at this angle. You still see the river. You still see downtown. Everything looks so structured, spaced properly. I mean, it is so darn pretty to watch this. I can understand why a lot of people come out here.
A little more chaotic when you're out there pitching Game 7 of the series, though.
Yeah, down at ground level, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. Yeah, Frank Robinson's there, Boog Powell's there. This is a nice vantage point. I can't have to work against Willie McCovey. Billy Williams is not here. But it's gorgeous. I mean, there's nowhere, I keep getting it reinforced, there's nowhere in this ballpark it's not gorgeous.
You know, Steve, a generation of Pirates fans knows you as the guy behind the microphone they listen to on the radio or watch on TV games. One of my favorite quotes in putting together the 1971 show was Joe Torre saying, you know, Steve Blass is an entertaining guy, but that son of a gun could pitch. And you know, do you remember those days with fondness and think sometimes maybe people forget about that sometimes? Yeah, sometimes. You know, I had that awful time, 2.5 years, where it was awful. So there's a lot of attention paid to that. But I know in my heart I was a good major league pitcher. I had a run of 5 or 6 years where I was winning 15, 16 games. So I validated all that. So I understand all the other attention, and I understand the focus on a
Clemente and Stargell and Maz, Hall of Famers, and I'm good with that because I'm a baseball fan too. So I know what I did. I'm very proud of that. But it's good to be a fan and just take all this in. It's all part of it.
Let me be the 1 millionth guy to ask you this question, because there's never been a kid who's dreamed of playing in the World Series in their backyard, and Game 7, they weren't on the mound. They always won those games. You know what I mean? Every kid who ever played has always done that in the backyard. You got to do it in real life.
Well, yeah, you live your dream. I kept score of those games that I was winning when I was 8, 10 years old, and I got to live it. It's absolutely wonderful. And you go back and you think about that. And you used to think, what am I going to do after the last out of a 7th game? And you don't know. You go crazy. I found that out. But you have those dreams, and everybody has them. Like you said, only a few of us get to live them. And shame on you if you don't really appreciate it and have the mileage and understand all the implications and remember all the guys that made it happen with you. And, some of us get more attention than others, but this was all part of a group. And if they didn't do what they did, we don't get to play in that World Series. So it's all part of it. They're all part of it, and it's all good, even 40 years later.
Steve, I know you want to get together with that group, so go hang out. Thanks for spending some time.
Yeah, and I want to get together with that vodka and tonic too.
All right, guys, now back to you.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, he wants to. Future tense. All right, go have at it.
I noticed there's 2 cups together there.
Yeah,
might
I
not
noticed that.
Might not be his first rodeo.
He's having a lot of fun with his former mates. Cedeno singled, soft liner to Donald, drops down the sacrifice bunt, so in scoring position for Tabata is Cedeno.
Yeah, not much going wrong right now. Everything is absolutely perfect for the Pirates earlier in this one. Nice little sack bunt, runner over. See if Tabata can come up with a 2-out ribby.
Solid single to center field for Tabata, starting the bottom of the first. Two and one. And a liner toward right center field. Base hit and skips just a slight bounce past the center fielder Jones, and Tabata into second base, and the Pirates lead it 4-0.
2-out RBI. That is so sweet. Tabata now a couple of hits already. Only the 2nd inning. The strike zone presented by Range Resources has that little breaking ball right down the middle. Messed that one up, but that's just fine. Now we have another runner in scoring position. Probably should have been a single, but we'll take it.
A double. And the RBI is 13th ribby of the season. Josh Harrison, that hit and run little pop-up single.
Kind of got the ball rolling, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Could have changed this game around if they would have came up with a catch. If they come up with a catch, they're probably going to double off Tabata. Because he was right in the middle. Couldn't go either way.
Oh, 0-2. Josh Harrison 5 for 10 with men in scoring position already. Fly ball to right. Easy for Markakis for the final out. Bucks add on, pick up another. And our thanks to Steve Blass and the rest of the 71 Bucks. Having fun tonight, leading 4-0. Subscribers from the Newberrytown, York Haven area in northern York County. Thanks for rooting on your Pittsburgh Pirates. All of us at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. Let's go Bucks. Central PA. And it's pup night. All kinds of stuff happening. Line drive to right. Look out. Xavier Paul had to put on the brakes and slipped. The pitcher, Jeremy Guthrie, will be credited with a double.
Yeah, the reason that messed that up is because the pitcher hit it. He's expecting something soft in front of him. You got an American League pitcher up, line drive right at him. His first instinct was to come in, and after about a step and a half, realized he had made a mistake and just lost traction. Guthrie was scooting there. He looks like he run a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that back. He was pulled from his last
right.
start. Upper back tightness.
Seems to be just fine.
Hardy flied to right his first time. Guthrie's now 2 for 18 in his career, by the way. Just missing with that curveball.
That one had to be close. Just been off the plate. Smidgen. Not close. Oh, look at that. You can see that second pitch. About an inch inside.
That didn't miss by much.
Inch outside. Watch it again. Watch the strike zone presented by Range Resources. It says it's foul. Half inch off.
Three-two count on Hardy. Over from the Twins.
They're really having a solid season here with the Orioles.
At 268 last year. 5 years in the big leagues with Milwaukee. It's popped up left side. Cedeno. Hardy not able to move the runner at all. One out. The pitcher Jeremy Guthrie still at second.
Yeah, it looked like Hardy trying to play American League baseball. Did not want to move that runner along. I think it's early enough in the ball game where they could have played for one run. Just a little bit closer. And who's to say if you don't try and hit the ball the other way, you might get a base hit that way. Just because you're trying to move the runner over doesn't mean you're going to make it out.
1-0 on Markakis. And that not close. Markakis had a 3-hit night last night and scored a couple of runs. He's driven in 26. Another fastball way high. McDonald walked Luke Scott with 2 outs in the second. Five and 4, 4.80 ERA. Game hitting streak on the line for Markakis. And a strike. Oh. Big crowd loves that.
Yep. That guy loves that. J-Mac will take it. Where was it? It looked like a ball going to our strike zone, but the man that counts called it a strike. Come on back here.
Still 3-2. Showalter was not happy at all with Chris Guccione after that pitch was called a strike.
Now, from sitting where he was, how did he know that that was outside?
I was just going to ask you that.
There's no way to know. Impossible.
Watch this reaction. Buck Showalter.
Like Earl Weaver over there, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does kind of look like Earl.
Chirping at the umpire.
Yeah.
Earl never yelled at the umpire, though.
Guccione. Buck Showalter, his first full season on the bench with Baltimore. Another 3-2 pitch and another foul ball.
Showalter, a lot of experience at the helm of major league teams.
19th manager in Orioles history, but former skipper with the Yankees, Diamondbacks, and Rangers.
Well, Orioles were the original St. Louis Browns, weren't they?
Yes. And another foul ball. Remains 3-2. A lot of excitement this winter, knowing Showalter would be there for a full season. They made some additions, including Derek Lee and Mark Reynolds, J.J. Hardy, Vladimir Guerrero. Took over late last season.
Very successfully.
August 2nd, and then the club went 34-23. It was the second best record in the American League.
They just took off once he got in charge.
Only the Twins had a better record over the last 57 games. There's Derek Lee, signed as a free agent. And a pop-up. McHenry back. It's out of play.
Make the sense.
So Markakis, after being upset with the previous call,
Vladimir
fouling off several pitches. Vladimir Guerrero, the DH. It's a big bat, not in the lineup, and another example of why National League teams obviously have a big advantage playing American League clubs in their home parks. Pirates don't have to worry about Vladimir Guerrero here.
When he pinch hits, you do.
Yeah. Chopped toward third. And McDonald wins that long battle. Sunday, it's the Pirates and Red Sox concluding interleague play at PNC Park. 135, a Kids Day, as Andrew McCutcheon shows you that all kids will receive Bucko bands courtesy of Starkist. Come early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone out on Federal Street. And after the game, youngsters run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. Tickets going fast. Go to Pirates.com. Bucko bands given away on Sundays. The Pirates and Red Sox meet. Those bracelets are very, very popular. Fans of all ages.
Well, my granddaughters, I know they love those things. I can't even count how many there are.
Now, he won't get one, will he? You don't think?
Oh, he might have some.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he? Not according to Mike Winters. Adam Jones says, just ask. I didn't go. 1 ball, 2 strikes as he fouls off that 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Chris Guccione at home. Mike Winters, the crew chief, at first. At second, it's Mike Everett. And Mike Buchlinski, the third base umpire. 2 outs. Guthrie has been out there a long time. Standing at second. And McHenry wanted McDonald to throw it up high, not high and outside.
Standing out there wondering how come nobody can hit this guy. I just
lined a double.
Yeah, lined a double, and let's go, boys.
Fouls off the fastball, and it stays 2-2. Adam Jones came in batting .297 with 10 home runs, 40 ribbies. Orioles have always felt that he's going to bust out one of these days and have an all-star type season. 3-2 count. Last year hit .284, 19 homers, 69 RBIs. Drove in 70 2 years ago. And it's a walk on a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, one thing that this inning has done, even though still a good chance to put a 0 up, is it's taken a little bit out of J-Mac. Was very efficient first 2 innings. But he's had to work hard in this one.
And McHenry goes to the mound to give him a breather. Ray Searage is going to do the same thing.
I think he had 21 pitches when this inning started. Now he's at 52. And that's exactly what this is all about. A little bit of a warm, muggy night. Going to go out and give him a breather. Look at the hat is already soaking wet. Since the hat is a light color, you can actually see it now. And then that normal black hat, you couldn't tell.
Mustard colored cap. The Pirates wore back in 1970 and 71. And we said the first team to be using those double knit fabrics. They used them through 1976. That combo. Went to the pillbox caps in 76.
I always wondered what to call that color. Mustard. Is that the official name?
That is official, Bob.
Okay.
Yep. Major League Baseball licensed. Mustard caps. Ball fouled off by Derek Lee.
And they went from the mustard to the pillbox?
Correct. Well, they were still mustard, but they were pillbox style mustard.
Yes.
You know. Now I don't know why he's wearing a golf cap is beyond me. Is that in honor of Rory McIlroy? What is that? Oh, almost got a piece of Derek Lee. 1-1.
Not real good command
No.
so far tonight of the curveball. Yeah, that does look like a golf cap. Come on, Parrot. I didn't ever notice this before, but he's cross-eyed.
Sure he is. And he's crazy, this guy. You ever seen him? Ever talk to him?
Oh, I know he's crazy. There's a curveball in there.
1-2.
Drop this one in there nicely.
So he's ahead of Derek Lee, 1-2. See what they call for here. And he rolls this one to short. Went after a pitch that was downstairs, and they just do get the sliding Adam Jones. A long top of the third, but no runs across. 4-1 Bucks.
1971, and Milt May coming off the bench, big pinch hit that provides the game winner for the Pirates as they go on to win that game and even up the series. And Milt May is here now, the former Bucco catcher. And Milt, first of all, it must be a thrill to relive that moment and think about that, because not many people get a chance to knock in the game-winning run in a World Series game.
Well, you don't ever get tired of reliving that moment. It was a special time, and I was fortunate as a young player to be on such a very good team, and mostly a veteran team. So I was in a fortunate spot there.
And your roommate, Bruce Keeson, two guys that came up through the ranks together. He came in, young guy, the starting pitcher, Luke Walker, has some trouble. Let's get the young kids out there. Keeson does the great job pitching. You do the great job hitting. That was kind of a neat moment for you guys to share as roommates.
Well, it certainly was. Bruce came in the first inning after we'd given up a couple runs, and he shut Baltimore down for 5 or 6 innings. And I think it was the 7th inning that I pinch hit for him. So I was glad to, for another reason, to get that hit. It got my roomie a win.
Catcher Milt May, you had a long career. To win a World Series championship that early on in your career, was it as special as it would have been later? I mean, is it still your most cherished moment in baseball?
Well, it is. That's the only one I've been on the club that won it as a player, and as you said, my rookie year. And at the time, I thought, well, man, this is pretty neat. Do we do this every year? But it was about 20 years later as a coach when I was on another one. So over the years, you realize how special it is because they don't happen very often. You're very fortunate to be a part of one.
How about being a young player and walking into a clubhouse that has Bill Mazeroski, Willie Stargell, and Roberto Clemente?
Well, when I was 10 years old during the '60 World Series, I can remember I was in 4th or 5th grade, and our teacher let us listen to it on the radio. And those guys were my hero because I didn't like the Yankees. And when that was such a great series against New York, and they were the underdogs and won it. And then 10 or 11 years later to walk in the clubhouse and be on the same platform with those guys was really extra special for me.
And Steve Blass talked about, some guys, himself, Roberto Clemente, got more attention than others, but it really was a team effort in that 71 team. That bench strength was an underrated and underappreciated strength of that team.
Well, the bench, everybody on that club contributed. I will say this, Danny Murtaugh, looking back, did a fantastic job of keeping everybody ready to play and keeping everybody involved enough that when you did play, you felt comfortable. And with the lineup that he could put out there every day, that's not really an easy job. But he did that with us guys, us younger players and the extra players, and got us in there enough to keep us sharp where we had an opportunity. We were ready to maybe help if we could.
Game 4 World Series hero Milt May. Milt, thanks for the time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Rob. And Milt May, one of the good guys. Always enjoy seeing Milt. It's great that he's back in baseball too. He's a coach for their Gulf Coast League club, the Orioles.
You know what's great too is hearing him talk with Rob about coming up to the minor leagues, roommates with Bruce Keeson, and he and Bruce still to this day good friends, live very close to each other, hang out with each other all the time down in Bradenton. They're just a lifelong friendship, probably bonding real early on there over a World Series.
3-1 count and ball 4. Garrett Jones led off the inning and grounded out to short. '71 World Series Game 4, the first night game in World Series history, October 13th, 1971.
Now you were looking it up a while ago too, Greg, wasn't you?
Yeah, you pointed it out.
Milt was involved in another great piece of baseball
May
history.
4th, 1975, he drove in Bob Watson for Major League Baseball's 1 millionth run.
1 millionth RBI, or 1 millionth run. He got the RBI.
Milt May, who would return to the Pirates in the early 80s.
He was still playing. He was the Tony Peña's backup catcher. My first game, in fact, my first game as a Pirate, Milt warmed me up in the bullpen.
A base hit for Neil Walker, and McCutcheon will reach third
easily.
Neil Walker wearing the 18 of Vic Davalillo or 1971. Text poll question. No limit on the votes, by the way. What is your favorite lasting memory of the 71 World Series? Text 1 if it's the first World Series night game. 2, Steve Blass complete game win in Game 3. 3, Roberto Clemente's MVP performance. 4, Nellie Bryles' 2-hit complete game in Game 5. Or 5, Blass leaping into Bob Robertson's arms. Text poll question tonight on Root Sports. 412-412 to vote. The fly ball by Xavier Paul hit pretty well, and nice catch by Markakis as he approached the wall. Sacrifice fly for Paul, and the Bucks leading at 5-zip.
Well, the Pirates are doing a pretty good job right now of playing perfect baseball on offense. I don't necessarily mean the getting the hits. It's getting runners over, taking extra base, and when somebody's at third, less than 2 outs, get the ball in the air. That's 2 sacrifice flies now. This ball game already, just in the 3rd inning.
Walker had the first, Paul the second, and Cedeno, who started last inning, off with a base hit. "412-412, by the way, the text vote question 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in terms of what was your lasting memory of the 71 World Series. 412-412. Text in your vote. 1, first World Series night game. 2, the Blass complete game win in Game 3. 3, the Clemente MVP performance, which leads by 2 percentage points over number 5, the Blass leap after Game 7. Nellie Bryles, that 2-hit complete game was huge. So many big moments.
Well,
obviously, it had to be.
As Steve said, that I guess he and Clemente kind of have gotten the lion's share of everybody has noticed and talks about. But there were a lot of phenomenal things that happened in that game, in that series, from a lot of different players.
And the runner goes, and you just said it looks like the Pirates are playing perfect baseball. And the hit and run single right past the vacated area at second.
Second one tonight. The first one wasn't as you draw it up. It ended up being that little blooper, but it still set up this ball game, I think. Ball down and away. Had to go out and get it, protect the runner.
Cedeno bounces it right into the hole. Ronnie Cedeno. First and third, 2 outs for Michael McHenry.
By the way, that wasn't a hit and run. I forgot there was 2 outs.
Oh, that's my fault. I forgot there were 2 outs too. I jumped on your prediction, your comment about perfect baseball.
Well, baseball's perfect. It's just you and I aren't.
Yeah.
Although you were today. I forgot to congratulate you publicly. You did a great job down on the field.
Bob, I'm a promo reader.
And
a script reader.
And you did a fine job.
That's Chris Surkach, who writes the script. Thank you for that. But Chris Surkach puts all that together. 2-0 the count.
Chris did a nice job too.
I'll tell you, it is really neat, as we said at the outset. And Clint Hurdle respects so much this history, Bob, of this 71 club, and he urged the players, and the players of 71 loved coming in there and talking to the current players. How neat a moment that is. Two and one. So again, they closed the clubhouse doors. Those 71 players went in there and shared some moments, thoughts.
You know, there's been some couple of times in recent history where something like this has happened on the field, and there hasn't been a whole lot of players out in the dugout.
That's a great point.
So
it was
very, very nice to see.
You're right. Slowly hit. Shortstop Hardy on to first for the final out. Bucks do pick up another, and through 3, it's 5-0. The rest of the current players applauding the introductions. Blass, Mazeroski, and many of the heroes of the 1971 World Series. And the commemorative steins that were given away, courtesy of Trib Total Media. And just a spectacular night, great crowd, and the Pirates playing good baseball, leading 5-0. AT&T Mobility Trivia question. Who led the Pirates in stolen bases during the 71 World Series?
I don't know. Gene Klein.
That was going to be my first guess.
Beat you to it. Now you got to pick somebody else. Those are the rules.
All right.
I just made them up. Sanguillen was awfully young then, was he?
Sanguillen could run. I don't know if he stole bases during the series, but the speedsters would have been the guys that could steal. Would have been Sanguillen, Kleins. Cash could run. Jackie Hernandez. Maybe I'll go with Jackie Hernandez. Clemente, obviously. 3-1 count on Matt Wieters. And nowhere close. Ball 4. Let's go back out to Rob King.
All right, Dave Giusti, one of the heroes of 1971, obviously one of the great firemen in history. You had the palm ball. What was the palm ball? How did you develop the palm ball?
You know what's interesting is I developed that through my college coach, who also played in the big leagues back before your time and my time. And he played with the Yankees. His name was Ted Kleinhans, and he taught me it. And he also taught Jim Constanti, who played with the Phillies and was the MVP when the Phillies, 1950, I believe. But anyway, the palm ball is very much like the Elroy Faces split his fork ball, and it's like today's environment where they have the split-fingered fastball. So it's supposed to act like a good drop, like, you know, the older people in your audience will know that. But and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Now, when you came over to the Pirates, you'd been a starting pitcher for most of your career, a little bit in the bullpen with St. Louis. And in those days, I mean, today, if you become a closer, it's great. In those days, the bullpen, maybe not quite the career move you were looking for, but you developed into a closer right away with the Pirates.
You know what? The reason was because I had such a horrible spring training. And then Chuck Hardenstein, who was the closer at that time, did not do well. So Murtaugh says, hey, why don't you go in against the Cubs here? It was about 2 weeks into the season and see what you can do. And I was lucky enough to get him out. And as a result of that, they said, all right, well, you could be the closer. And it did happen, and became the closer.
They're telling me I'm out of time, but I got to ask this. 10 2/3 scoreless innings in the postseason that year. In today's game, you're pitching the 9th inning. You're in there closing instead of Steve Blass going the distance.
You know what? I'm so glad that he finished that game. I am so glad, because I don't know if I wanted to get in that game. You know what? He did such a remarkable job. We just knew in the bullpen that he was going to finish that game.
Dave Giusti. Greg and Bob, back to you.
That's great. Thanks so much. How about those neighbors, huh, at Upper St. Clair?
Yeah, talk about the lifelong friends of living a
couple houses away from each other.
On the same street forever.
Yeah.
Since that time.
That's really neat. Barrel Automotive League leaders, the saves 1971. Dave Giusti with 30, leading the National League. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click. Great guy, Dave Giusti. Here is Reynolds as Luke Scott grounds to second. They get the lead man. Reynolds singled to center field in the second.
I find myself watching the interviews, listening, and then
when
they're over, I don't know what
exactly.
How many outs are there? There's somebody on. How to get on? I love listening to these the guys talk about their memories and the friendships. It's just
such neat stories.
It is. This is a great evening.
Of course, they remain such great fans wherever they are. There are certainly a handful that have remained in Pittsburgh. We mentioned, of course, Giusti and Blass. Many come back to Pittsburgh from 1971 team, and others, alumni. They're all big fans of the Pirates to this day, and they root for them. Really want them to get back to those winning ways.
Certainly back at that time, throughout the 70s, definitely one of the feared teams in the National League. A long time.
Runner takes off, and it's off the tip of the glove of Harrison, and that puts runners at first and third. Harrison tried to play it off to the side.
He has played this ground ball in similar fashion since he got here. He likes to go on and field that ball off to the side, and he's been successful at it. This is the first one I think I've seen him miss. That one, I think, Greg, though, was hit a little bit harder than I first realized. I'm not sure he could have moved over and got in front of that. I don't know if he had a choice.
First and third for Robert Andino. One out. Infield at double play depth.
He'd love to get a double play here. He's going to have to face Guthrie with guys on. After the line drive double to right that he showed. You never know about these American League pitchers. Obviously, when you're staying in your own league, and you know which pitchers can handle the bat and which can't. It's hard to get a handle on the American League guys. I guess you can have some scouting reports and say, well, he hit 430 in high school. That's pretty much just like everybody else that got drafted.
Oh, 0-1. Scott at third, Reynolds at first. And a ball and a strike. Andino fly to right in the second. He grounded out 3 times last night as McDonald looks for a ground ball here. One and two. Andino, 27 years old, Miami, Florida native. Second round pick in 2002 by the Florida Marlins. 2 years ago acquired by the Orioles for Hayden Penn. Spent a little bit of time in the Pirates organization and a strikeout.
Came up with the big curve ball just at the right time. Take a look at it. Look at that. Great rotation right over the top. AGH cam shows every seam going around the top. Beautifully done.
Here's Jeremy Guthrie at the plate, the pitcher, with runners at the corners, 2 outs.
Well, he showed us you can't just lay it in there to him, but you still, this is the guy you want up there at this point.
A little stab there by Garrett Jones. McDonald covers. The birthday boy, Garrett Jones, makes the play. J-Mac will lead off the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 Pittsburgh.
Is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 5-0 Pirates. The AT&T mobility trivia question involving stolen bases in 1971, the World Series. Who led the Pirates in steals during that season? Bob said Gene Clines. I said Manny Sanguillen. Here's James McDonald at the plate. It's ball 1. McDonald sacrificed in the second. Jeremy Guthrie has allowed the 5 runs on 7 hits. One and two. Strike 3 called. Away. So let's see. The answer is Sangi, 2. And he's standing by with Rob King. What a coincidence, Rob.
Manny Sanguillen with the blazing speed. You were just the trivia question, Manny. Most stolen bases among the Pirates in the 1971 World Series. People forget you could run, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm proud of that, to be the champion 7 days. I hit 2 bases in the World Series. That's going to stay there forever.
You also had 379 during that World Series. People remember Roberto with good reason, but you had a great series yourself.
Yeah, you know, Clemente and me were talking, and they were going to the point that he shot on me. And then I said, how many hits you have? He said 2. I tell I have 1. I'm going to catch you before the series is over. And they beat me. But he was trying to encourage me, you know, to be play with nice relaxation and things like that. And they helped me and everything. It was great.
I'm sure you're happy you set aside that boxing career in Panama to become a professional baseball player, a little easier on the body. Your thoughts about being with guys and Steve Blass throwing out the first pitch with him? I mean, after all, you guys were out on that field for that last out in 71 and today to start things off here.
It's like you're reborn again. You know, you feel like really, that's the really show. When Steve go up there, I feel like, wow, we're here again now in the show, so I feel really relaxed. Steve is something else. I tell her to throw the ball. It's suave in Spanish. He tell me, no, duro. That means hard. And but we have a great time. And Steve, I remember the 7th game of the World Series. We was in the 7th inning. I come in close to Danny Murta, and then he looked me. He said, what are you doing here? I said, well, you know, I needed something. He said, man, get out of here. I don't go to the bullpen because I don't bring a Giusti hit. You have to get me out of this trouble right now.
All right, from Manny Sanguillen, Buccos still have the lead. Back with more baseball after this.
And the first pitch,
Duro.
and that bag of baseballs in his left hand.
He might have needed a couple extras. You never know. Yeah, actually, it was almost as impressive Manny catching that ball.
Yeah. And he caught it like it was nothing,
it.
by the way.
Huh?
It was like it was nothing. Ho hum.
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised during that interview with Rob King. I don't know if you noticed it. There's a drive to left. Tabata back.
We got a man there. Get up.
He didn't make the catch. I think a fan reached up there and grabbed it. So it's a home run for J.J. Hardy. Tabata had it measured, but it looked as though a fan snatched it away, and the Orioles are on the board. Hardy's 9th.
Yeah, I thought that when I saw him slowing down, I thought for sure he was going to make the catch. God, did somebody put their glove right on top of his?
Yep.
Yeah, you know what, though?
You can't blame the fan.
No, and I think that it was far enough away that it was going to just be off the tip of his glove. Where that ball came down was just a couple inches beyond, I think, where Jose's glove was.
And that's the reason that fans oftentimes buy those seats. They're right there in the action. Didn't reach over.
No, it was in the stands.
Can't blame him.
Hey, he made a nice catch.
Yeah,
nice
reaction. Nicely done.
Now, what were you going to say about Manny?
Take another look here. The appeal no, says the third base umpire. Take another look. Yeah, I think you're right. Tapita thinks he'd have made the catch. He might have, but
might have.
Certainly no guarantees. And a base hit for Markakis, a 12-game hitting streak for Nick Markakis. No big deal. Just it surprised me that Manny Sanguillen during the interview was smiling.
He's always.
It surprised me. That's all.
Always kind of looking down,
frown,
droopy,
grimace.
Call him the Grinch.
Yep.
He has never ever been without that smile.
I've never seen him ever not smiling.
And it's not just
big
the
grin,
smile, but happy.
Yeah.
Because when you talk to him, he is happy. Yeah. Wherever he's at, whatever he's doing, he's happy. Love it.
I don't know. Are we going to be able to test that theory tonight? I mean, I know he's in the World Series suite. I don't know if he's inside or not, but maybe on occasion. Maybe it's because of the cameras. Maybe if he doesn't know a camera's on, maybe that's what it is.
I don't think so.
I don't either. Adam Jones has struck out and walked. He takes a ball. Home run and a soft single to right for Markakis. And McHenry calls time. Well, he's still smiling. We'll go back later and see if we can't. So there he is.
He's laughing now.
Yeah.
He's laughing.
See, we've got a hidden. He doesn't know the camera's on him.
Usually when he's laughing and talking like that, he's trying to correct Blass.
Now he sees the monitor. Gene Klein's there. Fly ball hit deep to right center. And this one is gone. And the Orioles are right back in it. 5-3. Adam Jones, a 2-run homer. Number 11 for Jones.
Well, one thing that certainly happened here this evening is that J-Mac, even though he was putting up zeros, there was some innings where he really had to work hard. And you wonder, does it start to take something out of you on a muggy night like this? So here he is. He's already thrown 82 pitches, even though he's pitched 4+ innings. And I think Ray's out there right now just kind of checking things out, maybe giving him a little bit of a breather, but at the same time looking in his eyes and see what he can see.
Hyundai inside the pitch, entering tonight's action.
And the home runs haven't been very many here at PNC, but 2 now tonight. And look at the numbers. Why is the home runs important? 5 and 2 when he doesn't give one up. 2 and 5. And these are the team record, not his record. 2 and 5 when he gives one or more up.
The 10th and 11th home runs given up by James McDonald this season. No one out. Ball one on Derek Lee. Lee has struck out and bounced into a fielder's choice. Curveball for a strike.
I think that J-Mac gave up just 3 home runs last year as a Pirate.
Ball was hit a long way by Derek Lee.
It's kind of an issue with him this year. Two and 2.
3-2 count on Derek Lee. You saw Chris Resop loosening in the Pirates' pen. Should be easy for Paul. So 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Celebrate the 4th of July at PNC Park. The Pirates take on the Astros 1:35 on Monday the 4th. All fans get a Chuck Tanner floppy hat presented by Trib Total Media. Jose Tabata likes it. You will too. The reversible cap featuring the number 7 star patch honoring the late Pirate skipper Chuck Tanner. 4th of July was Chuck Tanner's birthday. For tickets, go to pirates.com.
And the only guy that likes those little floppy hats more than Chuck did is our buddy Steve. You know that next spring he's going to be featuring that hat every day.
Leaders breaks his bat 0-2 the count. So that's a Monday 4th of July matinee game. Hope you'll make your plans to come on out to PNC Park. Don't forget, speaking of matinees, tomorrow afternoon this interleague series with the Orioles will conclude 12:35. So take a long lunch break, walk across that Clemente Bridge, see the Pirates and the Orioles. Off day on Thursday and 3 with the Red Sox. Drive base hit for Matt Wieters on an 0-2 pitch.
I'll bring the tying run to the plate. We want J-Mac to get through this inning. To be eligible for a win, he has to finish the 5th. Still needs 2 more outs.
Luke Scott has walked, bounced into a fielder's choice.
When you're out there in the mound, you'd never like to look over there and see your manager looking at the lineup card. It's a good sign. Something I always remember at Three Rivers is how you could hear the phone so easily out on the mound. So, you know, you were so close. I mean, it's like the phone was on the back of the mound. You just hear it ring, and you're like, you didn't even have to look over. You just knew that's the bullpen saying they're ready.
So you're on the mound. You could hear the bullpen phone.
No, the phone in the dugout.
Yeah,
you could hear the
yeah,
and you knew. I mean, if you saw, you could see somebody warming up.
Right.
So you know somebody's warming up out there, and you're
the
out
dugout
there.
phone.
Yeah,
you could hear that they're ready.
Yeah, and that would tell you.
Yeah.
The bullpen's ready. It was so easy. I mean, big loud ringer. You need to be looking in for a sign, and you could like hear it ring, and you're like, well, bullpen's ready, so I better get somebody out.
Joel Hanrahan answering the phone. Clint Hurdle checking with Ray Searage. A 1-2 count. 95 pitches thrown now by James McDonald.
He only had, I think, 21 pitches to the first 2 innings. It looked like it was going to be one of those nights where the control was there and had some swings and misses early on.
2-2. Snap throw to first. Oh, close play. McHenry gunned it down to Jones.
Garrett, I think, thought that they had a chance for an out call. You can see his reaction after he put the tag down. Checks the umpire and saw that the call was safe. Reacted to it like he was very surprised. He slammed his glove on his leg. He thought he had him.
It's 3-2. Henry's throw. The AGH cam.
Ford has a cannon.
Yeah. He loves to throw down to first base. Very active
back there. Now it's 3-2 on Luke Scott. Mark Reynolds on deck. Bounce right side. And they'll throw to first to get the second out. Walker to Jones.
All Walker could do. Gonna come get that ball in the hole. Slowly hit. Make sure a one.
Reynolds 2 for 2. Singled up the middle his first time up, and then base hit just past third baseman Josh Harrison his last time up.
He's certainly a strikeout candidate. That's what James would like to do right here. Get this out and not even have the ball put in play with that runner in scoring position.
Strike call. 0-1 on Mark Reynolds, his first year in a Baltimore Orioles uniform. Batting .259 with men in scoring position. 1-1. Batting average overall coming in to today, .220. Last year hit under 200. And blocked by McHenry.
Nothing can get by the Ford. Nice forward tilt to the chest protector. So when the ball goes off it, it goes straight down in front of him. Very solid defensive catcher.
Count 2-1 on Reynolds with a runner at second. 3 runs in. Last year Reynolds drove in 85 runs. Hit just 198. First non-pitcher in baseball history to have a higher strikeout total than a batting average. 211 strikeouts. McDonald now falls behind 3-1. He is really struggling with just about all of his pitches now.
He's over 100. He's got 102. So it has been a difficult 5 innings of work.
Right there, 3-2, and this could be the last pitch of the game for James McDonald. See if he can get Reynolds to end it rather than end his night during this inning.
And 70% fastballs tonight.
Well, that could be it for him. Robert Andino comes to the plate.
That was a change up there. Struck out Andino earlier, but he's not going to get the opportunity to do it again.
He will leave 1 out shy of qualifying for a win.
joins us now. That home run in the World Series, I'm sure quite a thrill. I want to take you back to the NLCS. Game 3, he hit the big home run off of Juan Marichal to give you guys the win in that game. And then in the clinching game, a big home run after they had taken a big lead early on in that game to tie things back up. So that NLCS, a big reason your performance, why the Bucks got to the series.
Yeah, I hit that 3-1 homer off of Perry, and Al Oliver hit a 3-1 homer also in that game, and that was a nice feeling getting the World Series. It's funny, we played the Giants 12 times that year, and they beat us 9 out of 12. And we didn't play them well during the year, but it worked out, and we got in the World Series.
Perry and Marichal, not a couple bad guys to homer off of. You know, postseason play seemed to follow you around. 18 seasons in the majors, 8 times you went to the postseason. That's truly amazing.
10 times.
10?
I did it once with the Red Sox as a coach, and I've been to 10 playoffs. But I tell people I've traded more World Series tickets than anybody. Out of the 10, I've only gotten the World Series once. So I'm 1 for 10. I don't know how good that is, but at least I got there.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. And you know what's amazing is that you come back to Pittsburgh all these many years later. I know you guest bartended here earlier in the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club. Fans still love you. They still remember you. They still love you.
Yeah, I love coming back here. I don't come back enough, but I've talked to the Pirates. I'd love to come back in this organization in some capacity. Will it happen? I don't know, but I love this city. I think once a Pirate, always a Pirate. I know I left here and went to some other teams, but you know, I love coming back here. And I tell people back home in Boston, a lot of people don't want to hear this, Fenway Park, but this is the prettiest ballpark in baseball, no question.
Richie Hebner, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks. Robin, Richie, Hacker, and Robert Andino at the plate against Chris Resop. Strike 1. Andino has flied to right and struck out. Resop's numbers.
Good opportunity to vulture a win here.
And out in front 0-2. Resop pitched the finale of that series on Sunday in Cleveland. Faced just a couple of hitters in the 9th inning. Right there. Well, what a job by Chris Resop. They need that. PNC achievement for the achiever in you. Who else on this night? The 1971 World Series most valuable player, Roberto Clemente, hit .414, hit safely in all 7 games, and really on a national stage showed the world what he could do, all facets. Roberto Clemente, the great one, helped lead the Pirates to that World Series victory over Baltimore. Garrett Jones celebrating his 30th birthday today. 2-run double in the first. One toward the gap in left center. Adam Jones. Oh, he makes the catch. Adam Jones.
I tell you what, though, I like to see Garrett Jones driving the ball hard to center field in the left center.
A good sign.
This is the kind of swing and the kind of, well, this is a non-hit, but kind of hit that we see when he is swinging well, when he's hitting home runs. He drives the ball hard into that gap to center field. Remember that first year, how many home runs did he hit into the bushes?
A bunch.
He hit so many balls out there and into the bullpen, into the bushes, over where the bottle is, the ketchup bottle, hit it all over the place.
Adam Jones robbed him of a double. Let's go out to Rob King once again. Rob?
All right, Greg, thanks very much. Roberto, you get home with your family here. I call it home because this is like another home for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, all of my life coming to Pittsburgh and spending time here. Love the city, love the people, and obviously the history that we have and the love for the people here is great.
What is it like to see your father held in such reverence in this city, in places all over America, certainly in the Latin community, guys like Jose Tabata, who's got the tattoo. I mean, it's still so many years later. That must be mind-boggling.
It is, and it's a great feeling. I mean, it helps me also when I go speak to the kids in schools, and they actually have a whole chapter on that in their history book. And it is, I mean, it's really great because I'll be able to open doors for a lot of organizations, utilizing the name and keep on doing the work that did.
Yeah, I know my kids came home from school many years ago and had heard about Roberto Clemente in school. There's a graphic novel out now. And your dad, obviously, you don't get that without being, first of all, a performer, but secondly, doing the things he did beyond baseball as a humanitarian that really touched so many different people in so many different ways, not just baseball, but also the things he did off the field.
No, he was ahead of of his time. No one was doing foundations, and he was actually doing it on his own. So, I mean, I'm very proud that I carry his name.
Roberto Jr., thanks very much.
My pleasure, thanks.
All right, guys, the Pirates leading here by the score of 5-3 as we head into the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back with more Bucko baseball from PNC Park on Root Sports after this.
World Series. Text 1 if it's the first World Series night game. Steve Blass's complete game win in Game 3. Text 3 if it's Roberto Clemente's MVP performance. Text 4 if it's Nelly Bryles' 2-hit complete game in Game 5. Or text 5 if your lasting memory is the Blass leap into Bob Robertson's arms. 412-412 to vote. So far the results. Clemente MVP performance and the Blass leap after Game 7.
Neck and neck.
Yep. Outdistancing the others. All great moments.
The Bryles game and the Blass Game 3, I think, deserve a little more attention, because if it wasn't for those two, the other two would never have happened.
Right.
I'm not saying that they should win, but they're not getting much love.
They deserve consideration.
Not getting much love there, yeah.
The Orioles had won the first 2 games in Baltimore by scores of 5-3 and 11-3, and the Blass complete game 3-hitter got the Bucks back in it at Three Rivers. They won 5-1. After winning Game 4 to even the series, Nelly Bryles pitched one of the more underrated games, I think, really in World Series history, because it almost goes unnoticed with what Blass did in 2 games, the complete games, and with what Clemente did. Well, chopped foul. But he tosses a 2-hit shutout to give the Pirates a 3-2 series lead heading to Baltimore. Baltimore would win Game 6 in 10 innings, 3-2, and then Blass pitched the 4-hitter.
All year I got his ass out.
Now there, Blass, Giusti, and Sanguillen. We couldn't see if Sanguillen was smiling. I'm assuming he is.
He's correcting Steve about something, guarantee you. That's, he's shaking his head. Yep. No, I don't know.
See where we stand here. Your favorite 1971 World Series memory. Text 412-412. Cast your vote. Chris Resop strikes out the pitcher Guthrie to start the 6th, and now faces J.J. Hardy, who homered in the 5th. Line toward left and a base hit. A 1-out single for Hardy.
You know, last night on radio we were discussing unconventional mechanics and how, you know, sometimes that's what works for guys, and they don't really seem to have any ill effects, you know, physically or any other thing. And how about Nelly Bryles' delivery? Talk about, there's times where I've seen pictures of him. He's horizontal in the air, hovering over the mound after he's released a pitch, you know, ending up basically on the ground. Not because he slipped, but that was his delivery.
Very unconventional, you're right. Bryles would literally end up on the front of the mound.
On the ground.
Flat on the ground.
Not real good fielding position.
No. Well, we miss Nelly Bryles.
Yes, we do.
He was a really outstanding major league pitcher, helping the Bucks in 1971, but also a big part of the organization. Really, I think, put together what to this day is the best alumni association of any Major League Baseball team. Pirates alumni group. Kent Tekulve now heads it, along with Joe Bilodeau and Sally O'Leary. Fly ball hit well to right center field, and a catch made by Paul with not much room to spare, and he throws towards second base, and Hardy has to get back. Paul Has an outstanding arm. Talking about Nelly Briles, really underrated. Game 5 shutout there, what we're talking about.
What a beautiful follow through.
Nelly Briles 2-hitting the Baltimore Orioles on October 14th to give the Pirates a 3-2 World Series lead and sent them back to Baltimore.
And Nelly, a great ambassador for the Pirate organization for a long time.
Adam Jones has struck out, walked, and homered.
Pretty nice catch he made out there in center field.
That was an excellent catch indeed, robbing Garrett Jones. Chopped towards short. Cedeno, little hop at the end and handles it. Force at second. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Pirates lead by a pair.
Brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, zoom, zoom. Let's go, Bucks.
They did it. Bucks taking the World Series in 1971 and celebrating this 3-game series against the team they beat in 71. Of course, later in 1979, they also downed the Orioles. Great crowd on hand tonight. Throwback uniforms. And here is Xavier Paul, who has struck out and hit a sacrifice fly to right. Wearing number 38, which was Bob Moose's uniform in 1971. I'm trying to think of what year, Bob, they started putting names on the back of the unis. Was there one year where you played where they took them off for a year? You recall?
You know, I want to say that was after I played. I think you and I both were announcing, and they did that one year.
Really?
I think.
I don't know. Hit well toward left. Scott back. Oh, look at Paul. Drive one deep to left, sending Scott back to the track.
Up and away, and he gave him a pretty good ride. That would have been interesting in a different ballpark. There's a Scott here. He's got all that room. He doesn't have to worry about walls or any of that stuff. Just chase the ball down. most other places you go to, the wall is about where our warning track starts. It's about where he made that catch.
Adam Jones and Luke Scott make pretty nice catches. Jones is exceptional, and this one pretty good. Cedeno lays off. 2-0. Jeremy Guthrie is hanging in there. Gave up 5 runs through 3. Hard to believe he's thrown only 74 pitches after all that work on the bases for the Pirates.
All the runs.
Mark scoring 3 in the first and 6 men to the plate. Scored another in the second. 5 men got up there against Guthrie. 6 more men came to the plate in the third. They scored another. 1-out walk. Let's go back out to Rob King with David Bryles.
Thanks very much, Greg. And David, first of all, the guys were talking about your dad. Just a tremendous, tremendous guy, as you obviously know, and a great ambassador for the Pirates, a thoughtful, intelligent guy. He was always a go-to guy for me for the historical interviews that I wanted to do. Just a class act, remembered so well.
Oh, absolutely. My dad really loved Pittsburgh, loved the Pirates, and it was always his honor to be part of the organization, and he was glad to play a part in part of the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
We've been celebrating the 1971 World Series championship team a little before your time, but your dad in Game 5 pitching that shutout and getting things back to the point where the Pirates had a chance to win that World Series. I'm sure that's a game that he remembered fondly, and you and the Bryles family remember fondly as well.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great game, one we always heard about. He said, we got up that day. It was something he knew. He could tell from warm-ups he really had something going on that day, and we were lucky to get a copy of the tape a few years ago, and it's been something that we cherish a lot, being able to see that game.
A little bit different scenario, I think, for you than some of the players. I mean, obviously, we've talked to a lot of the players here. What's it like for you to be mingling around with these guys, these former teammates of your dad's?
It's great fun. It's like seeing old friends again. I grew up with a lot of these guys' sons that I knew very well and kept in touch with over the years. Certainly, my dad is part of the alumni. Seeing all these guys, a lot of different events, and it's just been great seeing old friends again.
And I asked you if you're an Ohio State fan because you live in Columbus now. You said no, all Pittsburgh, so I'm sure you're happy to see the Pirates doing a lot better this season.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun to watch and follow them and try to get to as many games as I can. It's great to see them on a roll this year.
And some great stuff happening behind us, evidently. We didn't see it, but I'm sure Greg and Bob have it for you guys. David, thanks for the time.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Greg and Bob, back to you.
All right, Rob, and thanks to David. I know Ginger, and Nellie's widow, is here also. David's mom, lovely lady. And Nellie, again, is deeply missed, passed away unexpectedly back in February of 2005. A walk to Cedeno and a base hit for Michael McHenry. Just the 4th hit for McHenry in 23 Pirate at-bats. Lyle Overbay, the pinch hitter.
These would be a couple of highly useful insurance runs. Pirates could get them home. Obviously, we've kind of lost the momentum of this game.
Overbay, a .270 career hitter against Guthrie with 2 homers. Good time, good eats.
A lot of good food. Look at all the stuff that Blass has ate. All the cakes, ice creams. And he's been washing it down.
Bounced to short. A tough little hop for Hart. He stayed with it, but the throw from Andino off the mark. McHenry went in hard.
Yeah, that obviously is a kind of a mishap that might have you lose a ball game. That should have been turned. Andino way off the bag. Even though McHenry came in there, still I don't think it was an issue at all. So when you cheat that much, it better not be an issue.
Really, a couple of bad exchanges. The Hardy little handcuff, but still time for Andino to have doubled up over base. See if the Pirates can make them pay.
Yeah, if they pay here, they're going to be thinking about that. An opportunity missed. When you're down by 2 and it's getting later in the ball game, you can't afford not to convert that double play. Especially with Tabata coming up. Hit the ball good tonight. Not here. Routine ground ball, and they gobble this one up.
Pirates leave a pair. They'll go on to the 7th inning. Bucks leading by 2. Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine Injury Update. Joe Beimel. So throwing earlier today on flat ground. Started to feel a little bit better as he stretched it out. A few days ago, got on the mound and said it felt like a parachute took over. Couldn't get anything on the baseball when he was on the mound. But he feels outstanding after that throwing session. Tony Watson, in 7 games since his call-up. 7 innings, a 1.29 ERA, and a whip of 1. Rookie Tony Watson. Derek Lee, Matt Wieters, Luke Scott. 2-run lead for the Pirates. Ball 1. The Orioles 33-37 on the season. Ground ball to short. Cedeno. 1 up, 1 down. Just 1-2-3 inning against Baltimore. That was the first. James McDonald had a 1-2-3 first, but the Orioles have had action on the bases, leaving 9 men on so far. They scored their 3 in the 5th. Wieters batting from the right side against the lefty Watson. Signed canvas wrap.
Priceless. I think I know that guy.
I think we know him. Great Pirate fan.
Maybe not the first Blass signature.
No, David Volk has great memorabilia. That's a great Pirate fan there.
Yes, he is. He might be one of the greatest Pirate fans I've ever met. You never know where he's going to show up to watch a ball game. Travel all over the country. I think he was in New York recently, wasn't he? Is that where we saw him last?
Yep. He'll bounce around. He's made his home in San Francisco for many years still. A season ticket holder here, though.
Yeah, how about that? How many of those are there? You live in Frisco and you're a season ticket holder at PNC Park. And another one of those guys that loves to come down to Florida, both for spring training and for that fantasy camp. Loves his Buccos.
Two and two on Wieters. With one out, Tony Watson. Gets Wieters to hit an elevator shot.
That is a high fly ball. Oh, that was up there.
Bucks take on the Red Sox Friday, 7:05. It's a free shirt Friday. All fans through the gates get a Pirates t-shirt courtesy of Central Blood Bank. Andrew McCutcheon likes it. Come to Federal Street before the game. Enjoy live music and festivities during the Barrel Kia Block Party. A few tickets remain. Get your tickets by going to pirates.com/free shirt Friday.
Greg, you know it's a high fly ball when we have to look up.
Yep.
That one was up there. I like that shirt, by the way. That's one of my favorites given away this year.
I'll tell you what I like about Free Shirt Fridays is you're seeing them now crop up all over town.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even on the road, we saw a lot of them in Cleveland. And a lot of people are back to wearing Pirate gear all over the place. One ball, one strike on Luke Scott. Great crowd tonight on a Tuesday night. There's the Loot Sports.
Yeah.
Let's Go Bucks t-shirt that was given away a few weeks ago.
That may be the favorite of everybody's.
Every Friday night, a Free Shirt Friday at PNC Park. Watson falls behind the left-handed hitting Luke Scott. 3-1. A World Series pennant. Bill Verdon was the manager in '72. That was the pennant that was available that year. Three and two. Shift on Luke Scott. Josh Harrison moves to the right side from third. And Neil Walker out there in shallow right. That's going to be out of play. Watson will do it again. Try to get the veteran Luke Scott. Make it a clean 1-2-3 top of the seventh. Scott hitting just .152 against left-handed pitching this season, 5 out of 33. Full count. Got him to chase upstairs. Tony Watson. We're going to keep it right here. Don't go anywhere. Watson, you see, working hard in that 1-2-3 top of the seventh. Here's a look at the strikeout of Luke Scott. But this will be fun to watch this big crowd stand for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. the 7th on Root Sports.
One of the 1971 heroes. And Bob, first of all, prior to that season, you were with Kansas City over to Pittsburgh in a trade. Your thoughts at that time going from a team like Kansas City to a contending team like the Pirates, who just won a pennant or won a division the year before?
Yeah, well, with Kansas City, we scored 2 runs a week, and I come over to a team that scores 6 or 8 runs a game. It's a big difference. It's a good feeling.
And that ball club, what stuck out to you about being on that ball club? Was it some of the personalities that you joined? Was it just how good the team was? Was it all those things?
It was all those things. Plus, I think the thing that stood out the most for me was that everybody on the team had one thing and one goal, and that was to win. And there wasn't a lot of personal. They didn't care whether they got a couple hits or they didn't. As long as we won, everybody was happy.
NLCS Game 3, I think Pirate fans remember that maybe your career most because of that. Pirates desperate for a win at that stage against the Giants, and you outduel Juan Marichal.
Yeah, that was a big thrill. Nelly was supposed to go, and the last minute he had a groin injury, and probably under the circumstances the best game I've ever pitched. And Marichal pitched a good game that day too. So we were lucky enough. Hebner hit a home run, and c'est la vie.
Bob Johnson, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, Greg and Bob, now back to you.
All right, thank you, Rob and Bob. Josh Harrison aboard with a base hit. Garrett Jones, 2-run double in the first, a bounce out in the third, and robbed of a double by Adam Jones in the 5th.
And even though it wasn't out, I loved seeing him drive a ball hard into that gap. The Gold Glover was able to run it down. In the seats.
Reynolds over.
Get in there. Sometimes the spin of the baseball will bring those back to the playing field when they're hit very high. Those balls, the way they're spinning, they curve coming back to the field like a curveball out of a pitcher's hand. That's right. Root.
0-2 count. Fly ball to right. Markakis. Jones flies out to right field. Brings up Andrew McCutchen. Sacrifice, walked and singled and scored a run.
A long look down at Milt May. Went through a lot of signs for him.
Maybe Harrison on the move.
It's a possibility that they got something going here. They got good speed at first base. 2-run lead. I'm sure Baltimore's thinking that way.
Harrison 2 hits tonight. Meanwhile, Jeremy Guthrie just grinding this thing out. Don't know what the result will be tonight, but it's pretty impressive to see this guy still out there.
I would have lost a pretty good bet if he would have told me, yeah, he's going to be pitching in the 7th back in about the 2nd.
Former 3rd-round pick of the Pirates in 2001, when he elected to go to school, went to Stanford. The following year, drafted in the 1st round by the Indians. Orioles claimed him off waivers January of '07. tight to McCutchen 2-0. The look from the AGH cam. 2-0 count on McCutchen. Runner at first, one out. Pirates lead 5-3. They scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings. And the Orioles picked up a 3 spot in the 5th with a couple of home runs. And it's 3-0 now on McCutchen. Brad Bergeson up in the pen for the Birds. Almost got a piece of McCutchen. He's not happy about it. 4-pitch walk. Runners at first and second.
Probably the worst time to get hit. 3-0. So you're not even really getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
Any other time you're getting hit, at least you get a free base. But
right.
When it's 3-0, you're going to first anyway.
Rick Adair goes out to talk with Guthrie. Batter Neil Walker.
Guthrie still is under 100 pitches.
It's amazing. I keep looking at that thinking they had to have missed a couple of innings.
Yeah.
Total. Nissan presents the road ahead. Tomorrow we'll join you at noon here on Root Sports, the concluding game of this series. And then the Red Sox come in for 3. Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. All of them on Root Sports. Hope to see you here at the ballpark. Kevin Correa will be on the mound tomorrow in search of his 9th win. Lefty Zach Britton starts for Baltimore. Britton is 6-4 with a .310 earned run average. Left-hander Zach Britton against Kevin Correa. Walker, sacrifice fly in the first. He also singled in the 3rd and bounced into an inning-ending double play his last time up. Strike 1 on Walker. This is when it can really be fun, when you have the speed of Harrison at second and McCutchen at first. If Walker could find a gap. A bounce toward 3rd. Knocked down by Reynolds, and everybody's safe. Mark Reynolds will be charged with his 16th error of the season. Easily the most in baseball.
And this ball was hit pretty good. One hopper at him. If he catches this clean, it was a 2-hopper. You know, I think he's probably going to have the double play. This ball is hitting his glove about the same time Walker maybe he's getting his 2nd step out of the box. It was stung. Could turn out to be a huge play, non-play. Well, that is a ton of errors for middle of June.
See if Paul can take advantage. Fly ball left field. That is going to drop in. McCutchen read that. He was almost to 3rd when the ball dropped in. A base hit for Paul. It is now 6-3 as the Pirates try to distance themselves here in the 7th inning. Harrison scores.
And I think finally Guthrie's evening is going to be over with this base hit. Not a bad pitch at all. That thing was knee high on the outside.
Xavier Paul picks up his 2nd RBI of the night. We'll be back. the Giants at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Brad Bergeson takes over on the mound. Felix Piet is in left, double switch. Felix Piet in left. Bergeson. Bases loaded, one out. Daniel drops a bunt down. There's a foul ball.
Thank you. That was going to be a double play. Whew. That had to be close. He was like looking straight down, and kind of blocked out by Wieters, but he picked it up just in foul territory. It's about as fair. Wow. I think it might have still been fair. From that angle, it looked like it was still a fair ball. Might have got a call there.
Well, that might be two. It is. Bergeson gets a big double play. The Pirates add a run onto the 8th. 6-3. Game 2. This is Willie Stargell in left field. Davey Johnson at third. Tags. Throw to the plate. And a collision. Sanguillen holds on. Great throw. Great play at the plate. Home Depot doing more on defense.
See Willie circle around behind that ball. Get the momentum coming home to make that throw.
Brandon Wood takes over at third base for Pittsburgh here in the 8th inning. And the new pitcher is Jose Veras. 6 outs to get. And trying to get the ball to Joel Hanrahan. James McDonald a no decision. Chris Resop likely in line to get the win. Official score will make that call. McDonald went 4 2/3, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits, walked 4, struck out 3. What do we got there, Bob?
Oh, we got Pirates. Could be female Pirates, you know.
Sure.
Taking pictures.
Part of the crowd of 33,806, the 4th largest Tuesday crowd in the 10-year history at PNC Park.
People come to the ballpark with the pirate costumes on. I think it's great. I love that. Make a special night.
Absolutely. Get into the occasion. Beautiful night, the first night of summer, and the crowd 33,806. They've been treated to a good one. See if the Pirates can finish the deal. Oh, 2 count on Reynolds. Dressed up in Pirates gear. Still 0-2 on Reynolds. 2 hits and a walk at the plate. Last night, 5 trips to the plate, did not strike out. Ferris ahead 0-2. Reynolds hanging in there. Veras retire Reynolds to start this 8th inning. The Pirates leading by 3. Broken bat. A flare and a nice play by Garrett Jones. Quickly out there.
Garrett's really looking good tonight, isn't he? Swinging the bat nicely. Nice quick play. He's been playing a whole lot of first base, obviously, this season. But kind of like, I guess, riding a bike. You don't forget how. Spent most of his career over there, minor leagues.
Chopper toward Walker. 2 up and 2 down for Veras. All right. Young Pirates fan.
And dressed for it.
Yeah.
Let's go Bucks.
Very happy with what the Bucks have done tonight, leading 6-3.
She'll always remember that, right, Greg?
Ball 1. Pirates scoring 3 first-inning runs.
Now, will she consider this her first baseball game, or the first one she can remember as her first baseball game? What do you think?
Oh, she'll never forget this.
You remember your first baseball game?
Yes, actually. How about you?
Yeah. No, I don't remember anything about the game, but I remember the ballpark, I think, more than I don't remember the game at all.
3-0 on PA.
Was it here in Pittsburgh?
Three River Stadium, 1970. A few weeks after the ballpark had opened. Stargell hit a home run. Went to a playoff game in '71 against the Giants the following year.
Steve, get your tickets.
You know better than the. Steve asked me for tickets.
Yeah.
Nice shirt there, huh?
That's outstanding.
Popped up. A nice outing for Veras.
Nice, quick and easy.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Jose Veras shuts down the Birds in the 8th. 6-3 Pirates. Great night. Ceremonial first pitch. Steve Blass, Manny Sanguillen. The Pirates scoring 3 runs in the first. Made it 4-0 in the second. Another run in the third. Orioles scored 3 in the fifth, and the Pirates another run in the seventh.
In dog years, Greg, this is the 300th anniversary of the '71 World Series.
Is it really?
Yes.
So the dogs out there on Pup Night celebrating.
Pup Night, all yes. Yep. For them, this is the 300th year anniversary. Many generations.
They'll never forget this night.
I wonder how many of the pups are, come to multiple games during the season.
There's a fair ball for Michael McHenry.
2-hit night.
Great to see McHenry, who's been outstanding defensively since being acquired from the Red Sox organization, have a couple of hits, his first career double.
He stung it pretty well. He saw him peeking at it, hoping it would stay inside that bag, and it did. Looks like scoots along pretty good on those shorter than average legs. Got to second base in a hurry.
Matt Diaz bats for Veras.
He's definitely setting up to go to right field. He looked like he did a little drop step with his right foot and turn in and try to get that ball that direction. He just took a little peek at third, too. Yep, he looked again. He knows the third baseman's back.
Six runs, a dozen hits for the Pirates. Three and one on Diaz. Batting for Veras. And a full count.
Did you ever figure out when was the last time that the Pirates didn't have names on their back?
No, I want to say they went to the names on the back in '77. A little base hit to right for Diaz. First and third, nobody out.
Yeah, he's just trying to flip the ball that direction, just get the runner over to third base. And as I said before, just because you're committed yourself to get the runner over doesn't mean you're not going to get a base hit that way. A little slider down and away, goes with it. Just got it up high enough to get it out into right field for a hit.
First and third. Tabata. He has 2 hits tonight. RBI double in the second. Ball one, and Diaz holds at first. Henry certainly wasn't going anywhere from third, just a few feet behind Wieters. Diaz holds his ground. Infield in. About 3/4 of the way. 1-1.
Well, they certainly cannot afford to give up any runs here. So they have to come home with the ball.
Two and one. If there is a play at the plate, Matt Wieters more than likely will hold on to the ball. Buck Showalter talked about that late last year. He's the best tagger he's ever seen. Oh, off the body of the pitcher, deflects to Hardy, who then tags Diaz. The run scores. RBI for Tabata. Wow, a shot right off of Bergeson.
Wow, he just tried to cover up right off his side. Did Hardy almost catch that in the air?
Almost.
Well, how about that? Would that have been a double play? The ball goes off of him.
Just a glance.
And he almost catches this in the air.
And look at this. It might have had a triple play. How far did McHenry go once it passed?
Oh, would that have been something?
Take a look here. So it's off the pitcher, and right there makes the catch. Certainly an easy double play.
Yeah.
Now Bergeson going to test how his body feels. 7-3 Pirates lead.
See how Hardy reminding him that there's still a guy over at first base who did not get a double play.
RBI for Tabata. Scores McHenry. Bucks lead by 4. First at bat for Brandon Wood tonight, and he lines it past Mark Reynolds. '71 Pirates that are on hand love seeing this, like the good old days.
Flying drives. Just off the tip of Reynolds' glove.
Here's the Pirates' 14 hits.
Big change from last night. That was Milt May and Bruce Keeson there in the back.
Bob Johnson, Gene Clines still gathered in one of the World Series suites here at PNC Park. Garrett Jones turned 30 years old today. Doubled in 2 runs his first at bat. Fly ball to right. Markakis. Tabata moves to third, 2 down. "40 years ago, the Pirates beat the Orioles, becoming world champions. And tomorrow night, you can watch Game 7 of that series on Root Sports. Join winning pitcher Steve Blass and Rob King for the rebroadcast of that 1971 World Series Game 7 tomorrow night at 7 here on Root Sports.
Steve's got a full day tomorrow.
Back to work. Blocked by Wieters. McCutcheon.
I have a feeling
a couple of walks.
Make sure there's an aspirin bottle up here somewhere for
Steve. Our afternoon, right back at it for the concluding game of this series with the Orioles. McCutcheon also singled in the 5th. Pirates with 14 hits, their season high in any one game. 16 hits against the Cubs April the 3rd. Goes to 2-1 on McCutchen. Now with 42 walks on the year. That's tied for 4th most in the National League.
Pretty good seats. Right out at the Clemente wall. A beautiful skyline.
Still 2-2. At number 22, 1971, Mudcat Grant had it early that year than Richie Zisk.
Another one of those strong hitters from the 70s the Pirates had.
Lumber Company. Clint Hurdle loves to see the offense.
Clint's been around some pretty good offensive clubs over the last few years. Colorado and Texas. Maybe not a lot of pitching on those teams, but boy, they could pound the baseball.
And another walk. 3 times McCutchen has drawn a free pass. So with 2 outs, the bases are loaded for the Pittsburgher himself, Neil Walker. Wearing number 18, which was Vic Davalio's number that year, 1971. We were kidding Paul Mahalam in the clubhouse earlier, a handful of us, calling him Blass. You see the base runners. Tabata, Wood, McCutchen. Walker's sacrifice fly in the first gave the Bucks a 3-0 lead, gives him 47 ribbies on the year. Popped up, headed toward the stands. It's going to be out of play. 0-2 count on Neil Walker. Singled in the 3rd, bounced into a double play in the 5th, and reached on an error in the 7th. It's been a great night. See if he can cap it off right here. The icing on the cake. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Neil Walker. Batting in the 5th spot of the order for the 3rd time this season. Fouled. To the right.
A lot of experimenting with different batting orders this year. I think 52, 53 different lineups. We played about
game number 73 tonight.
Trying to find the combination that'll give this club consistent offense. There's been games where, like tonight, where offense certainly hasn't been a problem, but it's got to be more consistent to make better use of that starting pitching the Pirates have been getting. Tonight, they picked the starting pitching up. Looks like it was going to be kind of easy early on for James McDonald, but then he ran into a little trouble in the 5th inning. But the offense has put up 7 runs tonight.
Oh, make it more, Bob.
8, 9.
How about 1, 2 more? McCutchen racing to third, a double for Walker. Bucks lead it 9-3.
What's that, 3 RBIs tonight for Walker?
49 on the year to lead all Major League second basemen in the RBI department.
Oh, look at that. He took a pitch that was 6 inches off the plate and hit it for a double. Is that a beautiful thing? Good extension. It didn't just flare down there. He hit that one pretty good. That was some authority on that ball.
Tabata and Wood score. 3 RBIs tonight for Walker. 49 ribbies on the year. Shades of 1971 with that lumber company. A 9-3 ball game. Having some fun at PNC Park.
Yeah, that last base hit, the double by Walker, that got everybody up and dancing.
More RBIs than any other second baseman in baseball. Clay Rapata takes over. Tim Wood will finish off the Orioles, or attempt to do so. Joel Hanrahan save opportunity long gone.
That wind seems to be picking up. Flag starting to move around. There are some thunderstorms approaching the state line right about now. Might be time to wrap this one up, Greg.
Okay, Bob.
Let's put a lid on it, boys.
Tell Xavier Paul.
Save some runs for tomorrow. I know you want those 2 RBIs.
It'd be nice, but
don't do it with a double, because then you'll be out at second, and then Ronnie's going to want to knock you in.
Yeah.
It's a little single here. Go ahead and get your RBIs. Rapata.
Two and two on Xavier Paul. A couple of ribbies tonight. Pop up out of play, still 2 and 2. Interesting lineup tomorrow that Clint Hurdle puts out there against the lefty Zach Britton. What will that combination look like?
Can't guess with that man.
Nope. Southpaw looking. The Pirates add 3 more. Trying to wrap up a W and even the series. 9-3 Pirates.
I saw you running on the top of the dugout here, and they tried to get you out of here.
They weren't going to get me out of there, boy. I told them, I said, I don't care if they threw me in the biggest game I got here. I'm going to be here.
Steve, the biggest game you've ever pitched?
When he was 6 years old. I'm going to be a big ball player, and I'm going to pitch in the World Series.
He said that when he was 6? That's a pretty good prediction, and it came through.
Yeah,
Steve Blass, congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
The Pirates look like they're bouncing back.
Well, we hope so. We're going to give it our best, just like we've been doing all year.
Tony Kubek talking to Steve Blass after that complete game victory, Game 3. And talking to Steve Blass's father as well at Three Rivers. No limits on the votes. Our text poll question tonight, your favorite lasting memory of the 71 World Series, 412-412 to vote. Your last chance. Tim Wood delivers a strike to J.J. Hardy. $33,806 on hand to see the Pirates offense erupt for 9 runs, 15 hits. And a pop up on the right side. Garrett Jones. 1 up, 1 down for Tim Wood. Here's how you voted tonight. The Clemente MVP performance tops them all. Steve Blass's leap after Game 7 win. 38% of the vote, and the others trailing. First World Series night game, Blass's complete game win in Game 3, and Riles the 2-hit complete game, Game 5. The Clemente MVP performance. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Nick Markakis.
You know, when you just talk about memories, and I'm surprised that the night game didn't maybe get a few more votes.
Yeah.
The first one ever. Now they go into deep into the night. We have deep into the night games now.
Line toward left field, and that's going to carry out to Tabata. 2 outs. This is the Bob Prince's call at Clemente's home run in Game 7.
First time up, hit the screwball a mile in the left center field. It is going. It is gone. A home run for Clemente over the left center wall, 380 feet away.
Roberto Clemente, that home run, Game 7. They're soaking up all the memories of the past, and the Pirates of 2011 are making new ones for the folks who've come out tonight. You've watched it on Root Sports. And the folks who have come out all year long, more often than not, seen the Pirates play good baseball. Certainly seen it tonight. Ready to raise the skull and crossbones in center field. 2-0 on Adam Jones. Chris Resop should get the win. Relief of James McDonald. Three-0. Four-pitch walk after a quick couple outs for Tim Wood. Tim Wood was released at the end of spring training by the Washington Nationals. The Pirates picked him up, signed him to a minor league deal. He was with Indianapolis saving games at the AAA level.
He's having fine years at AAA level.
13 saves and 23 appearances, a .296 ERA for Indianapolis. Former Marlin made his major league debut against the Orioles in June of '09. Ball one on Derek Lee.
Ronnie coming in just kind of maybe relax him a little bit. Perhaps when everyone got to their feet, started making all that noise. Kind of realize how big the crowd is. And so a strike since then. There's one.
Close. Got out of play.
I like that sign. Very clever.
Yep. Root like it's 1971. That's what they've done all night long. Some of the 71 Pirates still on hand. Oh, raise the Jolly Roger, and what a jolly night it was at PNC Park tonight.
I'll tell you, this is one of the best evenings we've had here at PNC Park since it's been open. Watching this huge crowd come out here on a Tuesday night, first day of summer, first night of summer. Just a beautiful ball game. The celebration, the throwback unis with the mustard caps. Early on, the offensive execution in this game, Greg, early on was just perfect. Getting the runners over, getting them in. Absolutely flawless. Really well played game.
The strikeout of Derek Lee to end it. Scoreless ninth for Tim Wood and Chris Resop. He came on, remember, got a big strikeout in the fifth inning when the game was